Hey guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, and it's all about classic bodybuilding in here. And this is an arm workout with someone who watches his channel, a subscriber actually, and he traveled from one country to another to go to the gym where I train, to train together with me, basically. And his name is Alessandro. He came from Belgium. And I live in the Netherlands, so we had to cross borders, you know, so respect. And it was a good workout, I have to say. So you saw the first exercise, which was the rope pushdown, basically to warm up the elbows, because this is an elbow sensitive exercise. And, you know, I like the French press. This is a French press. I like it more than the skull crushers because, first of all, it stretches out the long head of the triceps more and puts less stress on the elbow. So there's two advantages there. So it targets the long head more and it puts less stress on the elbow, and that's exactly what you want. And what you can also see is that we put the bench on an incline, and this once again, first of all, it puts a different tension on your triceps, and it puts even less stress on the elbows because the tension goes more towards the muscles themselves rather than the joints. And trust me, you can go pretty heavy on this one if your form is correct and you're not feeling it in your elbows. And this is the next exercise, another one, an overhead exercise, and that basically means an exercise over the head or behind the head. And it targets the long head once again, but also the medial head is targeted right here. And again, it's on an incline. I simply noticed, you know, the past couple of months I've been going pretty heavy on the dumbbells and the barbells, on the skull crushers, the French presses, the overhead, dumbbell extensions, and I did notice some, you know, small pains in the elbows, and I know what happens if you keep on doing it like that. It just gets worse and it might be permanent. So what I'm doing is changing the position to an incline one to put more stress on the muscle, less on the elbow. Sure, you can do as much weight as usual, but it's worth it in the long run. And this is the underhand pushdown, another great exercise for the triceps. And we're doing triceps first, by the way, and then biceps, because the triceps are 2/3 of your arms. So when you say I want to get big arms, don't think about training biceps, but think about training triceps. Personally, my biceps compared to my triceps are, you know, relatively big. So I want to improve my triceps some more in order to create a more balanced arm. And it actually makes your bicep look bigger as well. So this is the fourth set of the underhand pushdown. You cannot go super heavy on this one, at least not me, because the wrists will start to irritate after a while. So what I decided to do is the last set, pump out a lot of reps. I did about 15 reps here, really squeezing the triceps as hard as I can every time I go down, and make sure that I feel the stretch when I go up. And that's what the pump is really good for. People who don't think the pump is important, well, I have this to say to them. When you have a good pump in your muscles, the stretch is more effective. And it's the stretch which is an absolutely important part about muscle growth. It signals to your brains this muscle is stretching out, it's going beyond, well, the comfortable range of motion, so we gotta get stronger. And that's exactly what happens, and it increases when you have a pump. So this is the close grip easy bar curl, a classic exercise for the bicep peaks. And for some reason, even though it is a close grip curl, it is easier to do, for me at least, than the regular curl. It could be perhaps because I've been doing the close grip version quite a lot, but I can do quite a lot of weight with this and not feel anything but the biceps burning. And again, what I always say during the close grip curls is that you have to squeeze very hard at the top, which you can see that he's doing very well. The squeeze on this exercise to me is the most important, but always, as always, use full range of motion. But because of the squeeze, you actually carve in, you sculpt by your own means the peak into your biceps. And it's the part of the squeeze of this exercise, of this range of motion, that is the most difficult, that burns the most. And when you realize which part of the range of motion is the most difficult to do, you want to do that part over and over again. Because that means that you're going to grow, that you're going to progress the most on that part. No pain, no gain. And a bicep routine wouldn't be complete without a basic exercise like the alternating dumbbell curls. And as you can see, I'm twisting the arms, the wrists outwards when I go up. And the reason for this is again to squeeze the bicep really hard, to carve that split of the bicep heads into your biceps. Arnold used to say himself that no other exercise can replicate the feeling of the squeeze, of the contraction of the bicep. None compared to this exercise. That's basically his opinion. And as we can see, his biceps are pretty huge, so he must know what he's talking about. But yeah, I feel it as well. Now this is actually a pretty new exercise, for me at least, the drag curls. The thing about drag curls is that you emphasize the squeeze even more. But there's a technique to it, as you can see. You pull back your arms just a little bit as you go up, so it's a simultaneous movement. So it kinda, you gotta practice how to do this most effectively. But when you go up and go backwards, the tension increases exponentially. Trust me, you cannot compare this to a regular dumbbell curl, because as you can see, the weight we're using, we didn't even go past 8 kilos, because it's simply that much harder. The tension in your biceps is so much greater that you do not need heavy dumbbells at all. So it actually is a great exercise for people who are having trouble with their biceps, when they have a small injury there, or pains when using too much of a heavy weight. Doing something like that will certainly help. And as you guys may have witnessed in my previous video, I announced that I'm going to do the Arnold Classic Europe, and that's a competition, a bodybuilding competition, where I will do some poses, of course. And what we're doing right now is basically the front double bicep pose. Now, of course, this is a bicep exercise. As you can see, the biceps are pumping up. And one second, I gotta say, guess this guy's age. He's probably younger than you think. He is 14 years old, but look at those arms, guys. I mean, you've seen, I don't know if you've seen, but my transformation video when I was 14, I wasn't his size by a long shot. So just imagine adding 8-9 more years to his bodybuilding career. He will blow up, I can tell you that right now, if he keeps it up with the diet and the workouts. But what I was gonna say is that this exercise resembles the front double biceps, and yes, you tense your biceps, but you actually can also contract and widen your back muscles, basically acting like it is a real pose. So at the same time, you're practicing the front double bicep or the back double bicep pose while doing the exercise, and that is a great way to practice your posing. But yes, this exercise was the finisher for the biceps. And this is the last exercise of the day, reverse grip curls. And these are awesome for the top of the forearms and also the thickness of your biceps, the brachialis basically. What I do right here is I don't just go up, but I also curl my wrist up when I go up, when I curl up. So it's again a simultaneous movement, two movements at the same time, and you can see that Alessandro is doing them correctly as well. So that's the way to fully engage the forearm muscles. And that was the video of today, guys, and I'm gonna tell you this: there is so much more coming. I'm very excited about the Arnold Classic. So there's so much more preparation videos coming, full days of eating. I'm gonna start doing some vlog type of videos as well, showing you my lifestyle, how I'm basically, you know, revolving the bodybuilding into my life. So yes, there's a lot more coming for you. And don't forget to stay golden.